One is a PHP MySQL database connection. Next topic is the PHP MySQL database connection. So here we are interacting with the MySQL database with the help of the PHP scripting language. So here what we are doing here is we are interacting with our MySQL database with the help of the PHP. Okay, with the help of the PHP. So for that you should learn the PHP form handling. First you should learn or you should know the how to handle the PHP forms, how to handle the PHP forms. After that, how to create a connection with the MySQL database. If you know all these things, then only we can communicate to the database with the help of the PHP. Okay, so first we'll see the what is this particular PHP form handling. Okay, what is this particular PHP form handling, right? Now what we are doing here is we are creating one user registration page. We are creating one user registration page, or you can take your login page. You take your login page. In this particular login page, how many fields are there? We are having the two fields. First one is a username and second one is a password field. Okay, so first one is a username and second one is a password field is there. Okay, first one is a username, second one is a password field is there. Once the user is entering the username and password, after that he is clicking on the login button. He is clicking on the login button. Immediately that particular login page is validated. Validated means what? Whether the user entered information is valid or not. Whether the username is available in the database or not. If the username is available, now immediately what we are doing there, we are checking whether the password is correct or not. If the password is correct, now what we are doing? Now we are navigating to the home page. Now we are navigating to the home page. If the username and password is invalid, so we are not navigating to the user page and we are saying that you entered information is invalid and we are staying in that particular page only. Right, we are staying in that particular page only. Now we will implement that particular scenario with the help of the PHP scripting language. So here we are collecting the user information. Here we are collecting the user information with the help of the which tag? With the help of the form tag. Okay, with the help of the form tag, we are collecting the user information. We are collecting the user information and we are passing that particular user information to where we are passing that particular user information. We are passing that particular user information to validated.php. Validated.php, or we are passing that particular user information to the another page for validating the username and password, or for validating the user information. Okay, we are validating the user information. We are passing that particular entered user information to the another page. How you are passing that particular user information from one page to the another page? Okay, so for that we are using the two methods. First one is the post method. First one is the post method and second one is the get method. First one is the post method and second one is the get method. So post and get method, we are using these two methods for forwarding the information from one page to another page. Okay, so we are forwarding the information from one page to another page, and also we can say that these two variables are super global variables, or we can say these two variables are super global variables. Okay, with the help of these two variables, we are collecting the data and we are forwarding that particular information to the another page. We are collecting the data and we are forwarding that particular information to the another page with the help of these two super global variables. Okay, now what is this particular post variable is doing, or now what is this particular get variable or get method or post method is doing here? Okay, doing what is the difference between the post and get method or post and get variables? Okay, so here the first post method, it will post the information to the another page. It will post the information to the another page. With the help of this particular post method, it will post the information to the one page to another page. Okay, it will post information from one page to the another page and it will hide all user information. It will hide all user information and that information will be revealed on that particular validate.php page. Wherever you are receiving that particular information, in that page only we can see that particular information. Okay, so next one is the get method. So it will also post the information from one page to the another page, but it will show all user sensitive information in your URL. So with the help of this particular post method, we can post the information from one page to the another page. Okay, one page to the another page, and it will hide the user information. Okay, next one is the get method. With the help of this particular get method also, we are forwarding the user information from one page to the another page, one page to the another page, one page to the another page. That user information, that user sensitive information is available, that sensitive information is visible on the URL. That particular sensitive information is visible on the URL. Anyone can see your sensitive information, like your password, anyone can see. Okay, and now and one more difference is the post method is secure and your get method is not secure. Post method is secure and get method is not secure. It is a one more reason, one more difference. And next difference is we can forward or we can post the data. There is no limit. We can post the n number of data. There is no limit, or we can say that we can post the unlimited characters to that particular page. This page to one page to another page, we can post the any kind of data. Any kind of data, in the sense there is no restriction for posting the data. Next, in get method, we can post only 2000 characters only. We can post from one page to another page only 2000 characters. One page to another page, we can carry and forward only the 2000 characters only. That is the main drawback in this particular get method. You come to your post method, we can post n number of characters from one page to another page. With the help of this particular post method and the get method, so we can retrieve and we can post the data from one page to another page. For collecting the user information, we are using these two methods, post method and the get method. And these two, post method and the get method, will act as a super global variables or super global post and get. Okay, so next one we'll see how to connect with the database. Okay, so with the help of the post and get method, what we are doing here, we are collecting the user information and we are posting in some other page. Okay, with the help of that, what we are doing, we are collecting the user information. We are collecting the user information. Okay, now we'll see how to connect with the database. Okay, with the help of the PHP, how to connect with the database, how to establish a communication between your database and your registration page or in your web page. Next, we'll see the PHP and MySQL database connectivity. In this particular PHP and MySQL database connectivity, so we are passing the three parameters here. First parameter is the server name, second parameter is the username, and third parameter is the password. Okay, with the help of these three parameters, we are communicating to the database server. We are communicating to the database server. For communication, you have to use the MySQLi_connect method. MySQLi_connect method. With the help of this particular connect method, we are connecting to the database, not database. We are connecting to the database server. We are connecting to the database server. So for that, what we have to do further, first we have to create a connection with the help of the MySQL_connect. MySQL_connect. So there you have to pass the three parameters. So first one is a server name, second one is a username, and third one is a password. Okay, first one is a server address, or we can say that server IP address. Second one is your username. In that particular server, you are having the user account, right? That particular username and password you have to pass there. After that, we have to validate whether it is correct or not. For checking the connection, we are using this particular if condition. With the help of this particular if condition, what we are doing here, if the condition is true, so we are printing this particular message. We are printing this particular error message. So for printing that particular error message, we are using the die method. With the help of the die method, we are printing the error messages. For printing the error messages, we are using the die method. Okay, if the condition is false, the connection is successful, or the connection to the database is successful. That information we are printing here. Clear? So first you pass your username and password. After that you pass your database name. If the username and password and your database server IP address is clear, it will show your database connection is successful, or connected to the database successfully. If you are having any errors in your connection statement, it will display some error with the help of the die method. With the help of the die method, it will display some error. What is the exact error? Okay, for that we are using the MySQL _connect_error. Okay, with the help of this particular method, we are printing the exact message. Or if you don't want, I want to just print one error message there, you just remove this particular die method and write the echo. So error connecting to the database, echo error connecting to the not connecting to the database server. Like that we can print. Okay, now we'll see in a practical way. So first you open your XAMPP server. So open your XAMPP control panel and start your MySQL server and your Apache server. Next open your NetBeans. NetBeans loading is done. Then open your project. Already you know how to create a project in NetBeans. Okay, already created one project there. See, so first here, see 3 parameters are mandatory and 4th parameter is your database. How to pass the total 4 parameter. First one is your server name. Second one is your username, and third one is your password. After that you have to pass your database name. Okay, 4 parameters are compulsory, but 3 parameters we are validating, or we are checking the database server. If you want to connect to that particular database, for checking whether you are connected to the correct database or not. So for that we have to provide the database name. Okay, so my database name is a test. My database name is a test. With the help of the MySQL _connect, I'm connecting to the database. I'm connecting to the MySQL database. Now what I'm doing here, now I'm validating that particular connection is true or false. If the connection is true, it will print the message connecting to the database is successful. If the connection is false, it will display some error message there. Okay, here I'm not using the die method, just I'm printing the error connection. You are having the error in your connection, that information I'm printing there. Okay, if you are not having any error in your connection, I'm going to the else part. I'm executing, or I'm printing that connected to successfully, connected to your server successfully. Now save your file and run your file. See, the database connection is successful. Okay, your database connection is successful, and your database server connection also successful. So next what we are doing here, next we are going to creating a user form. We are collecting the user information and we are posting from one page to the another page. That we'll see here. You go to your create one new project, create one new file. So my file name is a registration form. In that particular registration form, you create a form tag. With the help of the form tag, we are collecting the user data. So form action equal MySQL connection, MySQL. Wherever you want to forward that information, you forward that particular information, and you give that particular file name here. I'm using the method, my method equal to post. I'm creating the label. Create a label. That label name is a username. Means what, here I am collecting the user information with the help of the form tag. Okay, so what is that particular label name is the username, and the type is the email ID. I'm collecting the email ID. See here, if you provide the type equal to email, here you need not write the separate validation code for your email address. Okay, so automatically it will check or it will validate the entered thing is a entered text is a email ID or not. Means what we are checking, the @ symbol and .com symbol is there, right? That two parameter it will check. If you are writing the type equal to email, if you write here type equal to text, it will act as a text box. If you write it type equal to email, it will act as a email box. It will check whether the entered text is a email or not. Okay, you need not to write the separate validation for that text box. Okay, so next collect the user password and write the submit. Next one is the type equal to submit and value equal to submit. And one more thing you have to remember here, so in this particular input field you have to pass the name also compulsory. With the help of this particular names only we are retrieving that particular information in another page. That particular name field is compulsory. Okay, so here I'm posting this particular information to the connection.mysql page. So with the help of the echo message, what we are doing here, with the help of the echo method, I'm printing that particular information. Whatever the information you are getting from the previous page, you retrieve that information and print that information. For retrieving that particular information, and what I'm using here, I'm using the post method. So there I'm using the post method, right? For retrieving that information also you have to use the post method, and here you have to pass the name. Whatever the name you are giving in your registration page, that name you have to pass. So here this is not a username, this is a email ID. Okay, my name is the email here, right? It is not a username, it is a email. And next one is a password field. Next one is a password information you are getting, right? Here it is not a password, it is a pass. Here emails, here email and password. Email and pass, that information you have to pass. So see here you are getting the email and password value. So once again we'll see that one. See here, so here username, right? Here post, you are with the help of this particular post method you are retrieving the information. If you are using the get method, you can use, instead of post method, you can use the get method here. Okay, get method, and you pass the name. So here this is not username, this is a email. Okay, see here, this is a email, and here not a password, it is a pass. Whatever the name you are providing in that particular registration page, that username and password you have to provide here. That names you have to call here. I think I cut. See here, my name is a email and name is a pass. First one is a email, second one is a pass. This name and this particular names you have to call in your connection mysql.php page, not username and password. Okay, now click on run your execute your file. So first one is a username and second one is a password. Okay, that information I'm printing. Okay, so with the help of this particular post method, we can retrieve the information from the one page to the another page. Okay, so based on that, you can validate the username and password. You go to your, this is my poultry is my database name. In this particular database, I'm using the logins are there. In that particular logins, I'm having the username and password. Okay, so whatever you are getting the data, you with the help of this particular post method, you take that particular information and you validate whether the entered username is valid or not. See here, I'm calling here email and pass. Okay, so for that, what we have to do here for validating the username and password, for that which query we have to use? We have to use the select query, right? Select star from login where username equal to post underscore email. After that, what is the password? You have to pass the password, that is a post of pass, $_ post of pass. These two values you have to pass here. See here, first one, select star from login, where username equal to post underscore and $_ post email. So next one is a $_ password. Okay, if the query is correct, see, and one more thing you have to remember here, for executing the query you have to call the MySQL underscore query, MySQL I underscore query. You have to call that particular method. Okay, in that particular method you have to pass the two parameters. First parameter is your connection, second parameter is your query. You have to pass the two parameters in this particular MySQL I underscore query. MySQL I underscore query, you have to pass the two parameters. First parameter is your connection, second parameter is your string. String is nothing but your query, you have to pass here. Okay, after that you store that particular information in your some variable. So variable, right? You store that particular information in some variable. With the help of that particular variable, what we are doing here is we are fetching the rows. If you are not fetching any rows, if you are fetching only the 0 rows, means what? That you entered username and password is invalid. That entered username and password is invalid. If you are fetching only the 1 row, means what? You are that user entered information is valid, or that entered information is available in our database. Okay, for verifying that particular condition, I'm storing that particular result, that particular information in a variable called result, and I'm taking that particular result, I'm forwarding that particular result to the MySQL I underscore fetch underscore array. Okay, fetch array, I'm passing that particular information. This particular method will fetch the information, or it will retrieve the information. Okay, so here we are having the raw information, right? It will take that particular raw information and it will fetch any data is available or not. If the data is available, that information will be stored in this particular row 1. If the data is not available, that particular information is also stored in our row 1. That row 1 contains the information about your query is executed or not. If executed, that information is available. Number of rows information will be available. If there is no information, that information also available. 0 rows are available. That information is available in this particular row 1. Okay. After that, you write your condition. After that, you write your condition for verifying the number of rows. Okay, after that, write your condition for verifying the number of rows. If there is no rows, you simply print, so entered username and password is invalid. If there is any row is there, username and password or your login is successful. Okay, like that you can print that particular information. So that only I am printing here. If entered username and password is correct. So if you are returning any rows there, so just I am printing the success. If it is not returning any rows, just I am printing the invalid username and password. Okay, you enter the correct username and password. See here. So here I am printing the success. Okay, and also I am printing the username and password. You remove that username and password and print. If it is success, print in a green color. If it is invalid, you print in a red color. Okay, so for that, what I have to use for that, I am using the font tag. For that, I am using the font tag, and for printing that particular information in a bigger font, I am using the head 1. Okay, header 1 I am using. Okay, that I am writing here. Font color equal to red. Color equal to red. And close your font tag. And close your font tag. And there in success message, instead of red, you give the green color. Green color. And close your head tag and close your font tag. Okay, save the file. And go to your registration form page. I'm giving here BR and BR. Go to registration page and run the file. So enter the username, valid username and password. See, success, that information is displayed in a green color. Entered some invalid data, so it will displaying the invalid credentials. Clear? So that is about the connection with the MySQL database. In coming session, we'll talk about the MySQL. Coming session, we'll talk about the PHP and MySQL manipulations. Okay, so thank you.